Alright friends, hello, welcome to the last utility guide for Mirage you'll probably need for a long time. So, you're going to start off with a utility. So for a CT smoke you want to run yourself into this pole, like you're a stripper, and just aim at this corner here. This one right here. And just jump throw. Easy CT smoke. Now, for stairs, you want to come over here, jump on top of this pole, look at this little wall ledge thing, aim roughly in the middle, it's pretty forgiving, and just left click. I am pretty congested, so if this sounds like shit, you guys know why. Now for jungle smoke, this one will leave no gap. So we have this little line here. What you want to do is you want to line that up with this crack in the brick. So once you're lined up perfectly with it, what you want to do is you want to aim at this scuff in the wall and then just left click. I prefer just to keep my crosshair right on it, but your mileage may vary. And so what this smoke will do is it'll pop right in the middle, and it doesn't leave a gap like most of the other jungle smokes you can throw are. And it's probably the easiest lineup you can throw. So that's pretty simple. Then on the topic of smokes, you can throw two smokes from this corner. The first one being top connector. What you want to do is you want to aim right at this junction here of the antenna. So when you have it lined up, just jump through. The other smoke you can throw from this corner is a jungle smoke. So what you want to do is you want to line yourself up with this second pillar thing that's on this log-esque whatever, and you just want to right click jump throw, or left click jump throw. Whoops, my bad. Then another good piece of utility to know is just the lamp flash. You throw yourself onto the left frame of this door, aim at the top of the lamp, and left click. Easy. Okay, now for mid smokes. Two smoke mid window. You want to throw yourself into the corner of right here by the garbage can on the wall. You want to aim at this decorative piece right above this line here. So just before this plank of wood on the door, you want to aim right there. While you're holding left click, what you want to do is you want to strafe pressing D, and that'll start moving. You can see it's a very slight movement. So when you start that strafe with the D, you want to hold it and then jump throw while holding the D. Giggity. And what that'll do is it'll kind of boost the momentum of the nade as you're throwing it, because there's movement. Then for cat, you want to throw yourself into this corner here, and you're kind of following the points of these up until you're at the very top of the carpet, and you want to jump throw. And now this cat smoke does not have any gaps in it like some of the other cat smokes you can throw. Easy. From here, we can go into mid. We're going to look at this door frame here. There's this little black dash, and what you want to do is you kind of want to follow this antenna up till you're about here. And then when your smoke is out, just jump throw. Now for some B utility, we're going to start with get left and get right. So you can throw them from outside of apartments. So what you want to do is you want to line yourself up on this corner. Doesn't need to be 100% perfect as long as you're on the corner. Then you want to aim at this section of the wall, or the roof rather, and just kind of jump throw. This will bounce on the wall and land and get right, or get left, sorry. Then for get right, what you want to do is you want to walk up against this pillar, and make sure that the window frame here is lined up with the wood. So as soon as it starts to cut off, you know you're in the right spot. Then this corner here, you want to aim just above it, and you want to jump throw. The important thing to know about this smoke is if you're throwing it in tandem with get left, you need to throw the get left smoke about 2 seconds after the get right smoke is thrown, because get right takes 2 seconds longer to pop. Now going into apartments, you can throw yourself in this corner and you can throw 2 different smokes. The first one you can throw is window. You want to aim just kind of to the top of this roof and jump throw. Perfect window smoke. From here also, if you aim just to the left of this little corner of this roof line and left click, it'll smoke cat, and because of the uneven geometry of the floor, it lands right in the middle. It's good if you know that there's someone in ladder room and you can smoke them off. From here we can smoke door. We just have to throw ourselves in the corner until we stop moving. Pretty simple to do. Then you want to follow this frame of the window up and jump throw. So again, into this corner, and just to the top of this portion of the frame, not to the top of the frame itself. For flashes to be, you want to line yourself up with this pole here and aim to the corner of the door frame and jump throw. And it should pop, blinding everyone on sight. As the CT, you can throw several A retake smokes. 2 of them can be thrown from this corner. So you want to throw yourself into this corner, and to smoke A main, when you have your pin pulled on the default view model, line your finger up with this pole here, and as soon as it's touching, like so, you can jump throw, and it'll land inside of A main. From the spot, you can also smoke catwalk, or connector rather, top con. So what you want to do is you want to follow the left side of the AC unit down until you're in line with this little leg thing, and you just want to jump throw. And it'll land inside of connector. From CT, if you throw yourself into the opposite corner and aim at the top right corner of this little peg thing and jump throw, you'll smoke off palace. Other useful CT smokes to know is the deep apartment smoke. So what you want to do is you want to throw yourself into this corner and aim anywhere in the middle of this wooden peg and jump throw. So this smoke on itself is not super useful, because if the enemy is going for a faster beat play, they will beat the timing or show up just as it's about to pop. So what you should do, or you should have your teammate do, is as you're lining this up to throw it, your teammate should be smoking apartment or mollying apartments deep, followed up by a nade, and both of you can take apartments after that. Another good piece of utility is what you want to do. You can either use a smoke or a molly, and you want to throw yourself into the corner with this garbage can, and kind of where this little tip is, you want to line up on the opposite side where the shadow kind of, slants a little bit, and just left click with the smoke. And what that'll do, bounce off the frame and smoke off in apartments. So we're going to fast forward this a little bit. So the next thing you can throw, same lineup, is a molly, and it'll pop right at the doorway. Now some situational util. So if you're the window player and you get smoked off window here, let's do this so we don't have to track it, and you get smoked off, what you can do to help your teammates on cat and con fight the guys top mid behind the boxes is you can jump on top of this steeple-esque thing. You can line up roughly to about here. Once you fall, just run and throw. mollies behind, it forces the T's out into the open, letting your cat and con player fight freely. And the advantage will be on them because they're swinging into the CT angles. So again, if you're on here, you can even line up to the bottom here, it doesn't really matter, but as soon as you land, just kind of run through. And it lands right behind. The second thing is if they smoke cat, but not your con, or not your window, what you can do is you can jump out, and for this I am going to place a bot at the top of the mid. So if I place a bot top mid here, we can see him, we can kill him, good stuff. So what you want to do is on the 1, 2, 3, 4, roughly kind of on the 4th or 5th step, it doesn't really matter, you can just underhand a smoke, and you can play around it as a one-way. So depending on how the smoke fades, we can see the CT here, so we'll kill him there. So we're going to rethrow the smoke, and it's going to pop. So again, we can see him very, very easily here. So we're going to rethrow the smoke, and then we're going to swap. And it's almost impossible to see the CT bot in the smoke, even though he's there, but he has better vision of us than we have of him. There he is.